Hello everybody, this is day 2 of the March tournament. We're on our first of 2 tickets. Going to round 3, and we hit probably a top 3 captain. I thought for sure this captain would be like incredible at low MMR and just not function at high MMR because people are just more efficient and kill you. But it turns out that the meta has kind of slowed down pretty significantly at the same time coinciding with Rumple's release. So it's worked out that it's just like a top 3 captain in the game. Which is cool. It's cool when I'm wrong. It's cool when other people are wrong. A lot of people are wrong about this guy. So it's round 3, right? So we need top 3. Honestly, am I just supposed to play Chucky or Athena? My boards from the first 2 rounds make me think I actually should just play Rumpelstiltskin and play hard. Like, they weren't up to the standard of, like, the top of ladder, but they were not, trivial. Not to be trifled with. At least some of them. But these are 2 very good early game captains. The hell is this deck? It's like toys with Rolo. Oh, this is from I think this is from another tournament where like I had to get 5th, so I just put all the low stuff in. It's funny. Do I have like a normal Mirror is not the one. I don't play Candy. Here it is. This is my actual Athena list. It's funny. What the hell is this legendary deck list? This looks like a list that's trying to win. It also is pre-Butcher nerf, which just happened. I don't mind Chucky's early game, but I think I'm just going to play Rumple. It's certainly a captain that can get 6th. But I do have to like play into double-digit turns to get 3rd, most likely. Just from my experience of watching other people do their runs and my first 2 lobbies. So I think I'm going to play it like this. The only sort of... My last card, my 13th card is Mysterio. And I keep cutting, like Mega Man or Glider or, just shaving something to try and get Mysterio in because it is so good on this captain. But the deck list is so tight, like you really cannot cut any of your early game stuff because it's just so important to not dying. And then your late game is like really strong and automatic, but also takes up a lot of card slots. So like Fox, I guess, is cuttable, but it's just really powerful and it's good like meta-wise when you're trying to do Tinkerer stuff. You can steal their dust or steal Loxley's gloves or the Lightning Thief's bottle. There's a lot of high-value early treasures that people are... that you can fox them out of. I should take a screenshot. Taking this semi-seriously, so the commentary is probably going to suffer while I focus a little, but yeah. Screenshot, and I do have a piece of paper. It's the same piece of paper from last month. Recycle, kids. So let's start with a padded shield. It's a pretty strong one to start with. These are not strong ones to start with. So the question is, do we try and save our first heart? If we're just going to give up the heart, then we take Peachy Queen and try to get like Thorn or Rose next shop. Tank both fights, lose the first heart, and build from there. Don't think that's a good idea. We might lose the first heart anyway, but we should at least fight for it. Peachy Queen also just bricks when you only have one shop, and you don't even have the buyout of putting it on supports. Well, you do, but the supports are nerfed, so that's a much less appealing buyout. So let's just wind up toy. Do not recognize any of these names. Tajima. What is this thing? Merrily? Merrily. Thing. It's Dandy. Or, Candyman. And Witches. Interesting lobby. A lot of, like, mid-range. Early to mid captains. We are not going to save this heart, half heart, sadly. Breadcrumbs is huge. It's so important to have stats, but also, like, with one shop you have no card selection, and the power level difference of your good cards versus missing is insane. Like, it's night and day. Like, Underdog is worth digging for because it's finding this is worth way more than +5 shield. You know what I mean? But we are going to get destroyed. As expected. Spike Shield's a great one to find. Wand of Strength is actually kind of a funny backdoor buyout when you have Breadcrumbs first, but obviously Spike Shield is just better. I don't think any of these play. Like, I wouldn't want to concede on the spot if I had to play a little red, but okay. So do we start our slots and keep buffing this? Or do we just take the most stats in the form of Jack Frost? It is kind of awkward because, like, with super high toughness and not a lot of attack, eventually your support attacks. But that matters more for power than toughness. So let's go ahead and Jack Frost. Thing in the Ice is not playing to lose their first heart, which is not going to work anyway. I don't think they actually turn into Romeo. I think this is just a visual thing that happens in the fight. We'll have to see what they actually turn into. Oof. Terrible. It's gonna be the Worn Shield. Tentop is not good because it comes too late and might just, like, not help you. That is a large doggy. And kind of a brick. Is one of these better than a random uncommon? Our collectible uncommons are Ace of Hearts, which is not on. Mysaria, which is not as good when we're already down a heart. And Mecha Man, which would be good, Hmm. If we're not taverning, I don't even know which is better, Jill or Little Red. No interest in trying to get Katamari rolling. I guess having like a hanger on support's also pretty bad, but it's still, even pumping one thing is still more stats than the Little Red will have, or the Little Red will represent. But we are entering the kiss turns, although I'm not going to be able to kiss next turn if I want a full board. So I think of these two, I think I'm going to play Jill. So now the question is, Jill better than a random uncommon? I'm going to say no. I mean, there's not a lot of like absolute bricks. And there are a couple of things that come to mind that are better. So let's roll the dice. That is one of the ones that is better. Meepo. They have one sweetness, right? That's what this means. So that's good for us. They had like elven tools. I'm not sure what's going on there. Tiger's Paw is excellent. Obviously, I would have liked a rare treasure in my rare shop. But this slot buff is already... Oh, did it not get buffed last fight? I missed that. Saria with 2 hearts and kind of a weak board. Like, it looks like a really weak board, but then you have to remember that we're Rumpelstiltskin. I wouldn't take Nameless One. I would re-roll. And there are quite a few good rares. There's like 4 dragons and a fox as collectibles. Looking at my deck list here. There's 2-headed wizard. Yeah, just a bunch of stuff that's better than Nameless One. So is Missaria better? Problem is, with these captains, I feel like I'm not getting half-hearted very much. I'm either going to be big enough or not big enough. There's not a lot of, like, scrapping it out with small summons. Yeah, I'm going to re-roll. There is the aforementioned wizard. I do think it's better than the dragon, because we have breadcrumbs. Then this is where I want to hunt. I'll put underdog in 2. So if they attack here and eat it, we attack and trade. They attack and we survive. I mean, I guess it's possible. Why not? Totally could believe that we're supposed to play it in the back, but was never going to proc against this board. That is a very weak Witches board. Bounty contract. They do have 3 buffs, but Speaking of bounty contract, yet another rare shop without a rare treasure. We do not have a dragon for Spelltanica, but we do have breadcrumbs rolling, and we're going to cast 2 this turn. Torches doesn't do anything, so the question is the upside of this better than like a couple of 1/1s on some random units scattered throughout the rest of the game? I guess there's a little value in taking the common out of the card pool as well, but I will put my faith in the book. Man, I want that goodie bag. I'm gonna take it. There are so many insane epics that I'm fine using the Lost in the Woods next turn, or using the extra spell on the Lost in the Woods next turn, and a summon in this spot with Tiger Paw rolling. Yeah. Now I guess it does play in the back. I don't think it ever procs, but Thing in the Ice not transform in their game? Wouldn't it show me here? I think it's supposed to show me here if they've transformed. Wait. Yeah, mid-game Tajima board. We knew this was going to be a strong opponent. Ugh, some of these breakpoints too. Brutal full heart. Gloves, duplicator, box. I mean, it's got to be duplicator, right? So that in this patch, or the butcher patch, they also made it so that if you duplicate Rumpelstiltskin, you just get 2 treasure shops at the beginning of your turn, which I think is better than trying to steal treasures, and definitely better than 1 legendary treasure next turn. We don't get this treasure shop now, I don't believe. This treasure shop is coming from the spawned stepsisters. Yep. Woof. I don't even have like the big questers. So I would just be looking at like Tin Man and Shipshape, which isn't even close to done anyway. I think I'm just going to take Elven Tools and hope that we can survive with this goodie bag. And speaking of Mysaria, you can see that against a captain like Tajima, we're just going to get full-hearted. If we lose, it's going to be full heart. Can't really start Angelica. It is too small and goodie bag is too important. No interest in this Fireflies, so let's re-roll. Yeah, Netherbinder plays. We're really looking for Jasmine, but any dragon will do, really. Huh. Reroll and put the silver Ace of Hearts in the deck. Or just take the dragon, which I just said any dragon will do, but it's also kind of the worst one, because I'm never going to want to target it with anything, except exactly Eureka, and that's still 2 turns away. It's so big, though. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the stats. It's a bit of ways away, but also if I ever get this thing, having treasure hoarders is going to be really important. We're also getting 2 treasure shops a turn now. Yeah, it's got to be this. It's so much safer. If I reroll with Ace of Hearts and just like hit a shop of commons, we could just die. I must be wrong about this thing and the ice thing. Merrily is not normally scary, but that is a lot of hearts. Do I just play Ironcast in the front? I want to put the weak one there for Netherbinder, but I also don't want to expose myself to just dying. Yeah, let's play it in front. Well, we got our Netherbinder procs. Very good breakpoint there on the Netherbinder. I was very lucky. How did that thing grow when it attacked? Not sure, but we survive. I mean, buried treasure is awesome. If we had pirates, which we don't. 6-shooter just doesn't do anything, though. I mean, maybe a random spell could be a pump spell and give us a random common treasure. I think we just take the buried treasure. And see if we can... If not a dragon, then a pirate, you know? And with breadcrumbs, we get a couple looks. Let's do that to give ourselves more outs. Oh my god, horrendous. Alchemistry set is a little tempting because the gold bag or binder would be awesome. I do have 2 mages, but we're not even in legendary turns, and Eureka's a legendary spell. As is Mixo. Locked treasure chest would just activate on my next Rumple shop. That doesn't seem very good. But none of these seem very good. So what seems the least bad? I mean, I guess it is Alchemistry set, as embarrassing as it is. Golden Dragons are no joke. Alright. This one is for good digestion. That is a pirate. It is not a good one. And we'd prefer dragons anyway. I think we have to try and do better. As sad as it is. We can also hit like Navi Ace of Hearts Latte if we roll, and if we take Parrot, that's just our turn. Okay. Basically the same thing as a Parrot, but we gave ourselves a chance to do better. We have literally the one slot buff. Was it on turn 3 when we took this over a baby bear? I mean, if we hadn't had this on a couple of those fights, we probably would have lost the game already, so not saying that was a mistake, but you can see how you have to start thinking about that sort of thing early. I mean, this getting 2-2 a turn is not better than this, right? Because of extra... I mean, toughness on the goodie bag doesn't even really matter, does it? Maybe the wizard is better, because I'm casting breadcrumbs most turns. It's so lame. They're both so terrible. Lost one player. I think we once again play our strongest board up front against Candyman for sure. And hopefully they just had a horrible game with no sweetening? Question mark? This looks beatable. Hitting a ranged off of your summon is pretty scary, but thankfully able to take them out. When a toy is KO'd, I mean, I do have toys. Drafty Window is a little awkward because you can't, like, do fairy stuff, and we have alchemistry set, so I can't even, like, cycle past the two-headed wizard. And I didn't take the Ace of Hearts. Not that that would matter, because we won our fight, but just thinking long-term value, like, what could we really do with this window? I don't even have Mysterio in the deck. I mean, I guess I have a pirate and could get more pirates. Is 10-10 on this better than, like, leftover pieces gets us halfway to Shipshape going off, and Shipshape's going to be on our board for at least one more turn. Probably more than that. Which maybe is an argument for Pearl rather than pieces. 10-10 is pretty big if it survives. And, I mean, we are somewhat incentivized to take them. Pirates, I mean. If we do hit dragons, I'm going to wish we took pieces, but I don't know. Really weird game. Interesting spot. Rumpelstiltskin is pretty cool captain, not gonna lie. Like, can I ever afford to get rid of this goodie bag is the problem. And if not, will my pirates, if I even have them, ever get chances to hunt? And if so, are they gonna hunt and survive? Or / hunt and I survive? It's a lot of ifs. I think we just take this stupid thing. Okay. Rainbow Bridge is hitting these three, although this is what I want to replace this turn. And what I want to pump the most is Goodie Bag, which is obviously the least likely to get hit. What co-captains can we even get, though? I guess some of the other treasure ones might help. Collector, Harpolia, Lady of the Lake, Electrake. They're all like pretty marginal or slow or both. Potion doesn't really do much because it's like, even if I get this done, how much is an epic going to be better than a rare? And if I ever get this done, I'm taking the treasure find thing, even if I have epic options. I don't know. I think I have to take the stats. I think I'm just going to die if I don't. Gonna replace this with a legendary, hopefully. So I'll still get 3 things buffed. There are a lot of legendary dragons we get hit. There are fewer legendary pirates, although there are a couple. Co-captain could also hit. I guess toy captains don't really do much for us. And pirate captains, so what, like Zhang doesn't really count. Econ, like Gloria doesn't help much. Goatee doesn't help much. Who's Who could. I'm trying to think of like the best cap, like the ones that would be most impactful. Clones would be kind of insane. I guess maybe I'm supposed to gamble on just hitting clones. I did co-captain earlier and hit the transform all your characters into legendaries on turn 9 after I already had a Butcher's Cleaver. That was kind of insane. But I don't know if that would even be good for us here. I guess it would. Like, we wouldn't upgrade that much, but we would upgrade a little, I guess. Just trying to think if these stats will even be enough in like the best case scenario. I guess I take it, especially because I'm just trying to get top 3. If I was trying to somehow stage a huge comeback and win this lobby, then maybe you co-captains and just hope to spike clones. But I'm going to take the numbers. And there is Jasmine. I mean, we have to take it. It's so insane. God, we're gonna die, but we have to try and win. Yeah, there's no other option. Okay, we haven't seen this witches in a while, but they were very weak last time we saw them. And we lost Thing in the Ice and the Candyman. Alright, cross your fingers. Oh, what? The other 2 people in this lobby are so much stronger than this. They're not even gonna kill... Oh, they did kill the goodie bag. That is huge for Netherbinder. And also that person is probably getting full-hearted next turn, kinda no matter what, also. So here we're getting 2 Rumple shops and a Dragon's Jewel. And then 2 shops, including one with a breadcrumbs. We got buff 4 but not 5 because they didn't kill Inspector. The problem with parting gift is that this goodie bag, if I take it off of this slot buff, it just like doesn't function anymore. I honestly think I'm just gonna take the blades. It pumps the goodie bag. If I somehow take half heart, adding treasure count would not be the worst. Poison apple is like... Am I really going to take another villain? I guess there are some villain pirates, but... No, it's got to be blades. The goal of this game is to outlive that witches, so... Alright, we got our back slots buffed anyway. I guess I could... If I take this, do I get 2 random rare treasures? Like, does it proc on the treasure find shop? Don't actually know. I think it's supposed to, but they also just changed how treasure find shops work with Lucky Chest and Luckier Chest. But I remember reading the patch notes and I don't think this was on it. If I was really worried about it, I could look it up, but I'm very stupid and lazy. Okay, choose 3. Alright. Thank goodness. Dragon's Dice is a nice one. I mean, that Angelica is not small. That is a buried treasure Angelica. Like, obviously a dragon would be better, but I don't think I can pass up an opportunity like this. The question is, am I going to put it in slot 1? If so, I'd probably just cut the goodie bag. If I'm not going to put it in slot 1, then I cut Netherbinder and play Angelica in 2. Yeah, I guess we do that. Leaving goodie bag on board for Mixo is always a factor when you're thinking about cutting it late game. And I mean, it is substantially more stats than the Netherbinder. Netherbinder's back. We get a common treasure and a rare treasure. Yeah, gonna have to do that. Wand and trash can or fountain. Man, oh man. Fountain is insane. They fixed it so that it works with all the Rumple shops, and we have 2 Rumple shops a turn. Question is, do we take strawberries? Because all we have to do is survive this fight, and then witches will probably die. Strawberries, like, isn't even... It's like +2 to my board. Alright. Scary fight. Think we line it up like this? Angelica 2 or 4 is kind of an interesting question. Like, if we somehow take half heart Is it better to hunt from 4? I don't think so. Okay. Helga does not hunt. Ugh! The Shrink Tea Chubby Bunny combo, pretty sick. So we have to hope that witches got full hearted also? Easy. Had it the whole time. Signed, Faker. Easy, GG, go next. Whoops.